Time to hear from our BA class speaker, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce Ms. Karisa Ford, who has been selected to deliver a message on behalf of our bachelor degree graduates. Ms. Ford is an outstanding student from Franklin, Massachusetts, and she will graduate this year with a BA in Arts and Entertainment Management and is a member of Phi Theta Kappa National Honor Society. She has been on the Dean's List for all 4 years she has been at Dean, and she has had numerous internship opportunities on and off campus, including working as the promotion director and a DJ for Dean College's own radio station, and interning at WGBH in the Children's Programming Department, and serving as a staff member for the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life in Franklin. Her accomplishments have been recognized with various awards here at Dean, and one of her most notable accomplishments is that she is a proud mother of 2 children. I am pleased to present Ms. Karisa Ford.
Good morning. It's an honor to be here today, and let me just say, pretty much the best Mother's Day present ever. Kids these days. No generation has escaped this statement. Plato is quoted as saying, "The children now love luxury. They have bad manners, contempt for authority. They show disrespect for elders, and love chatter in the place of exercise. Children are now tyrants, not the servants of their household. They no longer rise when elders enter the room. They contradict their parents, chatter before company, gobble up dainties at the table, cross their legs, and tyrannize their teachers." Well, that would mean that today's youth have been successfully wreaking havoc on society for the last 2,000 years. Now, ironically, 90+ generations later, we are still alive to witness this so-called massacre to humanity. And while we can respect Plato's viewpoint and possible frustration with change, it would be wise to assume that Plato was a bit naive himself. Time has provided each generation the opportunity to mature and invest individual intelligence and ideas. It is through these contributions that we have been provided medical and educational advancement that has allowed us an extended lifespan by which to impart our legacy. Many try to analyze life numerically. I recently learned that banging your head up against a wall for an hour burns 150 calories. Yeah, and as a mother of 2 and soon-to-be graduate, I can see the benefit in both burning calories and relieving stress. Seems like an ideal combination. This is just one example of how many statistics often serve little purpose. They define the framework of what life is expected to be, and in many cases limit the motivation of individual aspirations. The expectancy of a young mother with 1 child to graduate with a 4-year degree is less than 2%. A statistic stating the expectancy of a young mother with 2 children to graduate with a 4-year degree is non-existent. So where does that leave me? We hear stories every day of individuals who beat the odds. But imagine if those odds were never set. Would we simply excel because we didn't know any better? Plato insinuates that his generation of youths knew nothing of progress and intellectual improvement. But yet a mere 35 years after Plato's death, the first Greek roads were built. Kids these days. As youth, our parents contributed to the foundation of the Green Revolution and the advancement and popularity of computers as a home device. Thanks to them, we now save 50 cents when we use a refillable coffee cup, and are able to virtually stalk our friend from the 3rd grade at the click of a button. Thanks, Mom and Dad. The amazing thing about this never-ending cycle of innovation is the ability of each generation to pick through what appears to be impractical ideas and create an economic stimulus of human interest. Now, I'm often asked, what is an arts management degree? I usually respond that it's a business degree with a focus in creativity. Then the questionnaire looks at me with a tilted expression and scratches their head. Why would we need creative business professionals? How is somebody whose motivation is to save the arts going to save the economy? Well, that would take 4 years of college to explain, so I will simplify my answer. Numerically speaking, for every dollar invested into an arts organization, $3 to $7 is then directed back into the economy. You buying a coffee and scone after Dean's Dance Company performance stimulates the economy. Paying for parking when attending a theater production in Boston helps rebuild the market. Taking the train to visit an art museum creates greater employment opportunities. Consider Albert Einstein, Gandhi, Bill Gates, and our own Ben Franklin. These names are synonymously mentioned when discussing great intelligence, but a far more interesting factor binds these individuals together. Do you know what it is? Art. Einstein, a scientist, was also a violinist and pianist. Gandhi, a political activist, spent much of his free time weaving on a spinning wheel. Bill Gates, computer genius, developed the largest public digital art and photography archive in the world. And our own Ben Franklin, political founder and scientist. Little is mentioned of his invention of the glass harmonica. There is an obvious link between cognitive perception and aesthetic insight. Both individually are great exhibits of the intellectual capabilities of the brain. But perhaps the most intellectually acclaimed public figures are those who have explored both paths of knowledge. As children, crayons become our color pathways for exploration, and music is the medium that most memorably embeds knowledge into our minds. Most of us still sing the ABCs when alphabetizing paperwork. Remember your first big box of crayons and the time spent contemplating the difference between sky blue and ocean blue? Suddenly all that time you spent picking through 30 blue samples for your bathroom makes a lot of sense. These children were all of us, and Dean College has remembered this for us by providing the opportunity to work and learn with both sides of our brain. Folks may be surprised to hear that Dean College students are learning about business by taking blues history and theater. But Dean has taken that risk, confident that at the end of 2 years or 4 years, the value of such contrary exploration will be obvious. I have a Dean College coffee mug that, as you can imagine, has held the key to my caffeinated energy level over the last 4 years. And every time I take a sip, I'm greeted by a phrase on the inside rim saying, "Prepare for what's next." We are often so caught up with everyday demands that we forget that our time here is only the first step. That reality provides at least two notions. The first, oh my gosh, I'm an adult now? Yes, we must now acknowledge entrance into adulthood. And secondly, where do I go from here? It can all seem quite daunting. Author Marianne Williamson offers direction on how to prepare for what's next. She writes, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Your playing small does not serve the world. We are meant to shine like children do." And it's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So, let us not undermine our abilities to leave a legacy. If we can convince our parents that they need a Facebook account, then saving the world can't be that far off. We have successfully laid the groundwork for social networking of the future. We have inspired businesses to seek alternative methods of marketing. We have created an infinite realm for musicians and artists to promote and release their work. And we have changed the concept of a long-lost friend forever. In our lifetimes, we've been put into categories: mother, father, sister, brother, employee, student, and graduate, to name a few. But what will define our lifetime is not what we are, but rather who we choose to be in fulfilling each of these roles. The diploma you receive today will not define you, but rather begin to define your journey. Who are we to test history with our own individual journeys? Who are we not to? Kids these days. Thank you and congratulations to the class of 2010 and all that.
Ford, magna cum laude. Jenna E. Gagnon.